mile hurdle start, and it's still 11 to 10 joint favourites. There on the Carjack and Garrettstown event of Savola is 7 to 1. As we'll have a look at them out on track, 16 to 1 bigger prices. The rest runs a lot easy. The back 33s out to 50s. As the horses will be assembled down at the start for our opening contest.
I suppose one question about the race is how it'll be run, because Dayrand Carjack has tended to be patiently ridden, sort of either tracking the pace or in midfield. And Garrettstown was patiently ridden last time at Carlisle. He's a horse who travels really well. The French horse, or ex-French horse, Event of Savola, he tended to be dropped out in France, so he's not an obvious one to take the pace here.
Goldfields did make the running last time, so I was hoping he might bring him along at an even tempo.
Yes, I suppose he might, but that was obviously in a bumper, and
yeah, first time over
he's
hurdles.
Now switching to hurdles.
Yes, it's not obvious.
He's not. Well, the one leading them around at the moment is Garrettstown, I think.
Yeah, he might be able to get a chance to get a few easy lengths. As there still 11 to 10 joint favourites. There's there in the Carjack. He was running well when he fell, obviously, in the Greatwood.
Yes, yeah. I mean, he's got a level of form, and he's likely to run his race, and he'll go close. I just think Garrettstown is a less exposed horse, who you can see under these conditions improving quite a bit on what he did at Carlisle last time.
That was very different, albeit he won his bumper chips on heavy ground. That was heavy ground last time. Be interesting to see how
it just seemed too much of a test for him, rather than he didn't handle the ground. So dropping back a little bit in trip, and he was fine really over 2 miles on his hurdling debut.
Yeah, at Newbury. Okay, they're coming out onto the racecourse proper for our first live race of the afternoon. Is the Mansion Bet Novices Hurdle, and there's still 11 to 10 joint favourites there on the Carjack and Garrettstown. Two interesting horses here from Alan King and Ollie Murphy's yards to respective trainers as well. 8 to 1 in bigger prices. The rest, as we hit post time and about to file in the line, will be on the way in races. Let's get across the market RASEN and join the commentator for this afternoon. It's a very good afternoon to Gareth Topham.
Hi Niall. Good afternoon, viewers. Yeah, welcome along to Market RASEN. A crisp but very sunny, glorious Market RASEN today. 7 races, of course, a listed race as our highlight mid-card. And this first race, an interesting novices hurdle to get proceedings underway. Runners and riders are about to walk forward. Start to this race over at the entrance to the back straight. So the field of 8 about to come forward. Hanging back a little bit here, Goldfields, but the flags are up. But at the moment, Goldfields quite some way off the other 7. Being led forward by Garrettstown. And off they go for the Mansion Bet Novices Hurdle. First of 7 races here at Market RASEN this afternoon, and Garrettstown steps away in front. Pace looks very steady though on the approach to the first, and Garrettstown doesn't jump it with a great deal of conviction, but they're all across safely enough to Event of Savola, who is racing in second. So Garrettstown leading Event of Savola, with back in behind them Dayrand Carjack over towards the inside of Pepperdew, another 1.5 lengths away to find Sharp Reply, and then Realms of Fire as they come over the second flight of hurdles. Gives you an idea of how slow they're going here. The tractor on the far side of them is keeping up at this stage as they race on now towards the third flight, which is the last one going down the back straight. So Runs a Lot is in second last as they take this one. Back mark at a touchdown at Goldfields. And they've all negotiated the first 3 flights of hurdles safely and well, and they continue their journey going down the back straight with shortly a right-handed turn oncoming. So Garrettstown for the Ollie Murphy stable. Busy afternoon for the Ollie Murphy yard. Second place is held by Event of Savola, having his first start for trainer Mark Walford. And then in third to the inside, Dayrand Carjack in the hands of Tom Cannon, his only ride here this afternoon. So right-handed they head back towards the home straight. Pepperdew is lying in fourth, the hurdling newcomer. That one a further half-length in advance over Sharp Reply in purple and white silks along the inside. Chased a further 2 lengths away by Realms of Fire, now partnered by William Marshall, who's replacing Bridget Andrews on both of her intended mounts here this afternoon. So Runs a Lot is wider out in a predominantly red-coloured jacket, and the back marker continues to be Goldfields. There are 2 flights of hurdles in the home straight. They're fairly close together, and then a long run in after the second of them. Here's the first of them, and a big bold jump in front from Garrettstown. Just clipping the top of it in second place, Event of Civila. Dayranda Karjak is a handy enough third as they cross the flight, which in a circuit's time will be their last. All over safely. Not the greatest jump there from Sharp Reply, who at this stage has 3 runners behind. So down past the stands they come. They've got just over a circuit remaining in this mansion bet novices hurdle event, and Garrettstown so far has made all of the running. Event of Civila continuing to race in at second. Back in third is Dayranda Karjak along the inside. Pepperdew is in fourth, and then up the rails Sharp Reply, who races a further 1 length ahead of Realms of Fire. And keeping Realms of Fire company is Sir Runs a Lot, and still at the back end of the field at Goldfields. Moving on shortly past their point of departure and into the back straight. They're now beyond the halfway stage. 5 more flights of hurdles left to get across, and it is Garrettstown and Aidan Coleman continuing to dictate. It's been a fairly steady tempo to this point, but perhaps now just starting to lift fractionally as they came over the first of the 3 flights going down the back. Again, Sharp Reply appeared to get in a little bit close to the hurdle. Garrettstown now just pressing on a bit, leads up by 2, maybe 2.5 to 3 lengths over in second place Event of Civila, then Dayranda Karjak along the inside as they come to jump another. Back in fourth is Pepperdew. Pepperdew, though, now a good 4 or 5 lengths off of the leading trio as they continue their run going down the back straight and on towards the third flight from home. Still a long way to go. Garrettstown over fluently from in second place Event of Civila. The white jacket to the inside of Dayranda Karjak is still moving nicely, and these 3 a little way ahead of Pepperdew, who's now nudged along towards the outside of Goldfields, who's making some eye-catching progress from last spot as they now leave the far straight behind them, and it is Garrettstown by 2.5 lengths over Dayranda Karjak, who's now been sent off in pursuit, with Event of Civila back in at third, looking a bit one-paced at the moment and struggling to go with the leading pair. Goldfields is catching up with that one towards the outside as they race right-handed back towards the home straight. They've got 3 furlongs or thereabouts just to travel still, and 2 more flights to get across, and the first 2 in the market are the first 2 in the race, and they look set to dominate the finish. So in the red jacket, Garrettstown has been there all the way. On the outside, Dayranda Karjak is gradually edging a little bit closer though as they draw towards 2 out. Garrettstown over it just ahead to in second place Dayranda Karjak, who rather dived at the hurdle. They are now 25 lengths ahead of the remainder. Garrettstown at the moment is holding Dayranda Karjak. Garrettstown is over the last by a couple of lengths to Dayranda Karjak as they set off on this long run in for home. Dayranda Karjak certainly hasn't given up, but Garrettstown is still maintaining the advantage, a good 2 or 3 length advantage as well over Dayranda Karjak, who's got 75 yards left to bridge this gap. He's not going to do it. It is Garrettstown who's going to make every yard of the running and score for trainer Ollie Murphy under Aidan Coleman. Dayranda Karjak was second, and they were miles clear. The race is going to be on for third, so Runs a Lot over towards the inside of Pepperdew, quite close for the minor honours in behind the first 2.
Yeah, it was tight in the betting and tight in the race. Garrettstown coming out home in front for Ollie Murphy and Aidan Coleman, beating Dayranda Karjak in second for Alan King and Tom Cannon. We will look back in due course. We're going to get to Ludlow for their opening